The real reason SpaceX rockets land themselves? Welcome back to Science Facts. I'm your host, bringing you the most mind-blowing discoveries in science and technology. If you're new here, we break down complex engineering marvels into bite-sized explanations that will leave you amazed. Today, we re-diving into something that defies 60 years of rocket science. And by the end of this video, for 60 years, rockets were essentially $200 million fireworks. Use once, throw away forever. And SpaceX did something that NASA engineers said was physically impossible. But the real reason these 15-story tall boosters can land themselves isn't what most people think. The Space Shuttle program averaged $450 million per mission. That's like buying a brand new Boeing 787 Dreamliner for $248 million and throwing it in the ocean after one flight to New York. The Saturn V that took humans to the moon? $1.23 billion in today's money, used once. But in 2002, Elon Musk asked a simple question that would change everything. What if they weren't? These 4 titanium fins deploy in an X configuration after stage separation at 68 kilometers altitude. At this speed and altitude, normal control surfaces like rudders or ailerons are completely useless. The air is too thin and the speed's too extreme. Each fin can rotate independently, allowing the flight computer to make micro adjustments during the 6-minute descent back to Earth. Think of them as the steering wheel for a skyscraper falling from space. Here's the fundamental problem. Even at minimum throttle, a single Merlin engine produces 845 kilonewtons of thrust. Miss the timing by even half a second, and you have a very expensive explosion. That's more force than the empty booster weighs, meaning it physically cannot hover like a helicopter. The booster is falling at 200 meters per second when the engines ignite for the final burn. The margin for error is essentially zero. The flight computer fires these engines in specific patterns to control pitch, yaw, and roll during descent. It's like trying to balance a pencil on your finger while riding a motorcycle at 200 miles per hour. The Falcon 9 booster is essentially a flying supercomputer making life or death decisions without any human intervention. They look deceptively simple, but they're solving an impossible physics problem. The booster knows exactly where it needs to go and how to get there, adjusting for real-time conditions automatically. No human pilot could react fast enough to make these split-second adjustments. The computer brain of the rocket is what makes these seemingly impossible landings routine. During one landing attempt, the booster lost hydraulic pressure to the grid fins, but still managed to land successfully by using only engine thrust vectoring. Grid fins for steering, thrust vectoring for control, and autonomous systems for precision. SpaceX didn't just land a rocket. They revolutionized space travel forever. We're talking about calculations happening 100 times per second, processing data from dozens of sensors simultaneously. They can withstand reentry temperatures of 1,200 degrees Celsius while providing precise aerodynamic control to steer a 15-story tall, 25-ton booster back to a landing zone the size of a football field. What other engineering marvels would you like us to explore? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of science. What if we could land them and use them again? The answer would revolutionize space travel forever. That's a 65 to 70% cost reduction. They achieved their first successful landing on December 21, 2015. But it wasn't easy. Multiple failures and explosions happened during the learning process. Since then, they've successfully landed and reused boosters dozens of times. What seemed impossible just a decade ago is now routine. This has fundamentally changed the economics of space access. And it's just the beginning of making space travel affordable for everyone. I am about to reveal the 3 breakthrough technologies that make this possible, and the third one involves split-second calculations that would make a supercomputer sweat. You'll understand exactly how SpaceX achieved the impossible. But first, if you enjoy learning about cutting-edge technology, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. What you're watching right now defies everything we thought we knew about rockets. Section 1. The cost crisis. Let me put this financial nightmare into perspective. Traditional expendable rockets like the Atlas V cost $153 million per launch. The rocket equation is absolutely brutal. To reach orbital velocity of 17,500 miles per hour, you need massive amounts of fuel. But here's the catch. Fuel has mass, so you need more fuel to carry that fuel, which requires even more fuel. It's an exponential problem that engineers call the tyranny of the rocket equation. For 6 decades, the aerospace industry accepted this reality. Rockets were expendable by necessity. Section 2. Grid fins. Breakthrough. The first breakthrough is grid fins, and these aren't your typical airplane control surfaces. During reentry, the Falcon 9 booster is screaming through the atmosphere at Mach 5, at 3,800 miles per hour. These grid fins are cast from single pieces of titanium, a same metal used in SR-71 Blackbird spy planes. But here is the engineering genius. The grid pattern creates controlled vortices that remain stable even at hypersonic speeds. Section 3. Thrust vectoring mastery. Second breakthrough is thrust vectoring with the 9 Merlin engines. And this is where the physics gets absolutely insane. So SpaceX performs what engineers call a suicide burn, a precisely timed engine firing that decelerates the booster to exactly 0 velocity at the moment of touchdown. Each Merlin engine nozzle can gimbal, that means rotate, up to 8.5 degrees in any direction. The engines restart at just 1,200 meters altitude. That's less than 30 seconds before touchdown. Section 4. Autonomous flight control. The third breakthrough is the autonomous flight control system. And this is the real game changer that makes everything else possible. The system uses triple redundant inertial measurement units and GPS receivers to track position, velocity, and orientation in real time. The flight computer runs fault-tolerant software that can detect and compensate for engine failures, sensor malfunctions, or unexpected wind conditions. Here's what blows my mind. The entire landing sequence is pre-programmed before launch. Section 5. The results. The results speak for themselves. SpaceX has reduced launch costs from over $200 million to around $60 to $70 million per flight. These 3 technologies working together have made the impossible possible. Thanks for watching Science Facts. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible technologies, smash that like button and subscribe for more amazing science content.